I learnt that in ancient Greece, Homer wrote about soldiers shaking after battle. During the American Civil War, there was a condition named soldier's heart. In World War I, shell shock, and during World War II, war neuroses. Since Vietnam, it's been known as post-traumatic stress disorder.
I had a girlfriend when I went overseas. Once I got back, it was just different. Just could not, relate to her the way I should have. I can't imagine how I appeared to her. It's so serious. The humour gone, basically.
I've got PTSD. What is high alert for me, because I'm on it all the time, is hard to describe. But if someone walks behind me in a shopping centre, it feels like someone's pressing their hand in the middle of my back. Now, they could be 10 yards away, but I know they're there. I'm on hyper-vigilance and hyper-alert all the time. I can't go to a shopping centre without having to scan the crowd constantly. I can't sit in a public place without having my back to the wall or having it secure, because I always have to be alert.
I didn't want to go to Marion Shopping Centre. I didn't want to drive the car. I still don't go to Marion Shopping Centre because I can't handle the crowds. I can't handle having that many people behind me that I can't see.
I don't really know. I've just been told things are different, I act different, and I was different, but me personally, I haven't really seen any difference at all with anything.
When my mum and dad first broke up, I was in year 12, and it was just me and him living here, and that was when he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and he was taking the tablets and everything, and he said a couple of things to me that really worried me. Like, if it hadn't been for us kids, he probably wouldn't be here. Like, he would gone bush or whatever. But just stuff like that, it distressed me because it made me feel like I was the only thing that was keeping him here, and I don't think he realised that he was putting such pressure on me. And everybody else, like my grandparents, were like, "Oh, you're so good for looking after your dad." And I'm like, I was only 17 and I shouldn't have to look after my dad.
My family's been deeply affected by it. I think everyone learns abilities and strategies, and they've had to learn for the last 7 years how to deal with me and how to look after me. But Linda, my wife, has to be around pretty well all the time to make sure that I'm okay, because I can go off my trolley quite easily. And that can be anything from collapsing on the ground and having a bit of a fit, curled up in the fetal position, to becoming suicidal. And unfortunately, these are times that I need to be watched or helped.
When people say to soldiers, "I know what it must have been like for you," they absolutely know that they don't. One of the great failings, actually, is the capacity of language to convey to people about what horror and suffering is really like.
And when I was a soldier and still in the army, I didn't feel shit. Once you get out and you think about it, you can't fucking sleep at night. You start crying when, you watch Bambi and shit. That's when you start to realise that you've got post-traumatic stress disorder. That's when the fear starts to come out. All that fear that the football team puts away when it takes the ground, that makes us such a great soldier. You're paying for it, it's just on credit. And once you get out, once you're no longer in the situation where you've got to keep the facade up, then it's payday.
Because Lee has a broken coccyx, chronically damaged quadricep, is partially deaf in one ear and has PTSD, he is no longer deployable in the army. He currently receives $6 a week for his injuries.
As you can imagine, there's not too many jobs where you need to have skills in direct fire support weapons, mortars, assault pioneers, sniping. I'm never going to fill that void again. And it's just perfectly obvious to me. I'm never going to be, you know, rappelling out of a Black Hawk at night onto a rooftop to punch a hole through a wall with a 50 cal rifle to hit someone that I can only see on thermal imagery. And that sucks. I'm just bored, and when I get bored I don't feel too good about myself. It gives me too much time to think, and then we go to places that we don't really want to go, so it's time to pick up the ball and sort of move forward.